Good evening, everybody. It is I, Jazzy Jammy, your virtual resident of the internet, and we are playing Ace Attorney tonight. So, originally, we were meant to do this Friday night, but then I changed the schedule around because I realized that it'd be better suited if I did this tonight. And then did the morning stream yesterday instead. Yeah. But yes, I hope you've all had a fantastic week this week. So I'm just booting up the game real quick. Yeah. But yeah. Also, I just realized this is gonna be really weird for YouTube viewers because technically I started this game over on Twitch and didn't start multi-streaming till we were halfway into the third game. So I can't realize how weird this is gonna be for them. Oh, that's okay. Okay, sweet. All right, yeah. So this is wait, 1, 2, 3. When it's the fourth case, wait. Yeah, the fourth case. Wait. Yeah, episode 4, and we're near the end of it. Oh my god. So, that's way too much. I've been segmenting this game with way too much or to really be talking about it. So, just so that's kind of an overarching story, but not really at the same time. It's kind of weird. I know. I'm just going to. Yes, I do apologize to the YouTube viewers, but I did start this game over on Twitch many weeks ago. What is this incredibly overpowering sweet scent? It smells like flowers. Uncle Bad, is this it? It's not Detective Bad and Kay over there. Looks like she might as well skip the bailiff. No, that's not quite it. Ah, too bad, but it's so pretty. I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. But since you found it, I guess I can let you keep it. Thanks! I'll treasure it always. These two seem to get along rather well. Oh, here, I got something else for you. Yay! Thank you, Uncle. Oh, it's one of them Swiss rolls. Hell yeah, I ate one of these gummy. Gummy? Oh, yeah, you mean gumshoe. Gummy is... He was trying to be nice to me because I was gonna get in trouble. But then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me. Gummy. I know he did kill Daddy. Oh. Don't cry. Faraday would be sad if he saw you crying. I'm not crying. Okay. Oh, it's the Mr. from before and the lady too. Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being? You're not involved in investigation, so it's for the best if you do. Actually, I'm Uncle Bass' assistant, so I'm related to investigation. Is that so? Detective Bad? Yeah, I guess. What? You were just scolding us like kids not to mess up at the crime scene. And now you let this child run free? Why? People are afraid to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene. You also had a few things you wanted to look into. Got a problem with that? I don't have a problem with that, but I am curious as to what Miss Yu was looking into. Uncle Bad, I'm gonna go look elsewhere now, okay? Alright, I'm counting on you. Oh, that's right. Hey, mister. Yes, so what is this? I know Gummy really isn't the bad guy. I mean it. So please, find the real bad guy, okay? I won't forgive whoever did this. But in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there's no one else who could Could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. She wandered off while I was pondering. Yep. Well, yeah, 'cause she's a kid. Their attention span's like fucking shit. Ow! Fuck, that was like really loud in my ear. What the fuck? That was really loud. What the fuck? Oh god. Did I? Oh god. Is it? Did I have the volume up like louder than usual on like my end? Oh my god. Ow. When the windows in the lobby is open as well. The air conditioner is working just fine in this room. So why did they open it, I wonder? Interesting. The Detective plant leaves are shinier than the ones in the plant in lobby number 2. That's probably because the next one. It's probably because it's next to the windows, which is easier to photosynthesize. You may be right. Plus, the curtains are always drawn in lobby number 2. The caretakers of the courthouse don't think enough about the plants, do they? I mean, why would they? I think at a courthouse. I think your biggest concern is like the criminals that probably come here like daily, right? That's because of the courthouse caretakers. They're a bunch of botanists. And that too. Yeah. Detective Bad, what exactly is... Hello, Gunther. How you doing? Detective Bad, what exactly was Kay searching for? Nothing concerns you, boy. Oh? And I suppose that's something to do with Kay? It does, because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. It looks very head-patable today. Thank you. Thank you. I don't think I've had anyone tell me that before. I don't have time to waste. It sounds like you'd rather be alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again. I don't have anything to say to you. Be that as it may, we still have questions that we need answers to. Now then, first of all, what is this overpowering smell that was permeating his room? Upon entering this room, I thought it was going to suffocate. It's an ultra-strong perfume you wears. She spilled some of it. I was having a bad time with it myself. Sick though, glasses were not... What, nose rings? What? That's the first time anyone said as like confused like my glasses for like nose rings. What? No, I don't. I feel like if I was to have nose piercings, I would have a much more detailed nose on this model. Because you can't really do like nose piercings, can you? On when the nose is just like a simple line, right? I don't know. I feel like that wouldn't. I feel like that would be. I feel like. Quick question. Did you have time to listen to a suggestion? No, I completely forgot about that. I am so sorry. Shit, I am so sorry about that. Oh my god. What model? I'm an AI. Yeah, an AI that uses a model to like, I guess, give myself a physical form. Perfume, huh? So the sweet scent in the air is perfume. Well, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap no-name brand. She said it's a famous brand from overseas. It's a knockoff. Yes, definitely a knockoff. No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl, you can have it. I was born for a much more expensive and refined perfume. However, seeing as you just so happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. Well said, Trev. You'll hold on to this bottle without fail. Why can't she ever be honest about what she wants? Okay, so now we have the perfume as you wears. Just fantastic. Is that all you want to talk about? If so, I'm gonna go back to investigating. Actually, still a few other things I'd wish to inquire about. So, you were in the room the entire recess. Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here. At least your story is consistent. Earlier, you stated that you were in the lobby of Monsieur. You could cut Mel's that chin. I know, right? Like, look at that fucking, like, jawline. Look at that jawline. Oh my god. Yeah, I ran to her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here. Then what were you saying? Then what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Monsieur were in two different locations? Sorry. I guess I am. Interesting. Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you. Ugh. Let's see. Monsieur is the sister of the victim of the KG8 incident. And as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on that case. I wonder if her reason for disdain isn't simply because he failed to guard Cece, but because you're lead detective on the case. You knew? I also knew today's trial involving the Catopian embassy member. He's being referred to as the second KG8 incident. Now then, Detective Bad, I believe it's time you were honest with me. And told me the truth about your relationship with Monsieur and Mr. Faraday. And the KG8 incidents. If you already know that much, I guess I'll be alright to tell you. Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG8 incidents. It's not exactly a happy story, other than the people who are just directly involved. You two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell. Oh, it's a lollipop. It's a lollipop. I should have thought that was a cigarette all this time. The honest truth behind the KG8 incidents. Faraday, you, and as you already know, we three were involved in the KG8 incidents. Faraday and I, we were originally on the trail of the smuggling ring. You mean the smuggling case involving of the Amano Group secretaries? That trail's just a front. A facade? Yeah, but the case came tainted. All because the witness who was going to testify about the Amano Group's ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed. Then what became the secretary who was arrested? His name was What the fuck? Why the fuck is he involved in all this? Oh, okay. So for those who do not know, that guy, Colin Devore, was the victim in the previous case. He was the victim in the previous case. To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring, but he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Devore was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat. The boss man of the Amano Group? You can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amano. That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. What does he try to do? Suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved in the smuggling? I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU, Manny Cochin, was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of her murder, Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go? If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him. That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, Cece, and I was supposed to protect them both. Monsieur mentioned that as well. But Detective Bear was supposed to guard her sister. But even I, he was supposed to protect them. I fell into that trap. What kind of trap? The holes in his jacket are a testament to that trap. I didn't even notice the holes. I didn't even notice the holes in his jackets. There's like one here, one here, one here, one here, like one here. That's the first time I noticed that. In all fairness, like first of all, I think of these two. I think I just thought they were like buttons or something. This one here, I think I just didn't see. You were shot at that many times in one gunfight? No. Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG-8 incident. I see. I couldn't protect CCU. The suspect was found not guilty. We had hit a brick wall, as far as the law is concerned. And that's when she came to the courtroom. The victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu. But when you first met Miss Yu, it was on the day of the verdict of the KG-8 incident was handed down, was it not? Yes. Faraday and we apologize to her from the bottom of our hearts. Sorry. It was all we could do, but just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face. Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough. I mean, I guess you can kind of take that as that she kind of cares about Edgeworth. I suppose not. You said it herself that she never wanted to see either of us ever again. Well, after that, you've seen her many times over, correct? Yeah. Faraday and even after the KG-8 incident had come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. We cracked down so many different cases. But the result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring. Is the ring really that big? It was an absurdist ring that we met you once again. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor and I, as the lead detective, took the witness stand. She appeared as Blue as the defense attorney. Sorry. Her client was related to the smuggling ring. Her client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was defending them. Yeah. You was pursuing the ring as best as she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Rel this time, for the same reason. Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the same effect. I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. L was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him. Ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. It doesn't matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable. So naive, little girl. I could have stolen the lollipop from you. That's how naive you are. How dare you insult the daughter of a Von Karma? Just like us. You felt she had hit the limit of what law could do. That's all. The law is merely a tool. There's no limit to it. Only the skill of the craftsman. You too. Still too young. But one day, you know what I mean. Also, I've like noticed that the longer a voice's character, like the more southern I make him. Like when I first started his voice, I gave him like a bit of a gruff voice, but it wasn't like southern at all. But now I'm giving him the voice of an old Midwestern cowboy. But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all. Alright, what about Faraday? So what is your relation to Mr. Faraday? You don't seem to know Kay fairly well. I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born. Faraday and we cracked quite a few cases together. But you two seem to have no progress at all at the Yatagarasu case. Did we touch a nerve? I have one thing to say. I have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I called upon to testify in today's trial. To prove that Rael was not the real Yatagarasu. Which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. Out of the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time, to prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess they won't be doing that either. My sense there was more to that statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into Yatagarasu is what's necessary. So, wait. So, does Bad actually like believe that? Does Bad like actually believe that Faraday is Yatagarasu? I don't know. It's either that or it's like somewhat a bit more complicated than just that. I don't know. You claim to know so much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me? What you should be looking for right now is proof of murders intended towards Faraday and Rael. I agree, which is exactly why I'm asking you about Yatagarasu. What? The KG8 incident and the second KG8 incident. Both these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both these cases, the witness who was testified the ring was murdered. However, there's one point in which they differ, and that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rael claims to be the Yatagarasu. However, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. That during the recess they were both killed. Did you find that to be at least a bit odd? Sorry. Sorry, I swallowed spit the wrong way. Miles Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already. I believe there must be some reason that the two men suspected being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time. A reason, So in order to catch Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rael, cold-blooded killer, I feel I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu. If it will help me solve this case, then I'll tell you. I'll tell the reason why we've never caught the Yatagarasu. What was the sudden outburst for? He almost made me whip you by accident. Yeah. It's still accidentally going to be anyway. There are three main reasons why Yatakarasi will always be one step ahead. First, Yatakarasi always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatakarasi always knows exactly how to disarm security system. Third, the Yatakarasi doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind. I see. So those are the Yatakarasi's special traits. Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief. The Yatagarasu has never been caught on tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention. He will never do something as lowbrows commit murder. That's how I knew that Rail wasn't the real Yatagarasu anyway. Okay, so I was just checking something real quick. But you can't use that sort of logic and check on his own to prove that he wasn't. Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet. What's different about this time is that the evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kotopian embassy. The Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence? Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and select few others knew about. In that case, how could we be so sure it's the Yatagarasu who sent it? That's easy. A special card that only Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I could be so sure. And just what sort of card is it? Here, take a look at this article. Bro, why does he kind of look like Cecil from like Ghost Trick? If like he was like a superhero or something, or like I don't know. Whenever the Yatagarasu wanted to publicize something, a white card sent along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rel about what? Sorry. Oh, he sent along with a white card. Rel had no idea what it was. No Detective Bad knew that Mr. Rel was a phony. Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding of Yatagarasu now. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes. His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be much appreciated. Understood. I'll be there shortly. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you? Find the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive. Oh, damn. I became a prosecutor to find answers to that question myself. And to play the part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. You know, I only just noticed how short, like, the judge's gown actually is. Like, not gonna lie, I always had the... Sorry, let me turn reverb off. I always had, like, the assumption that it, like, went down to, like, their ankles or... Like, went down to, like, their... Like, went down to, like, their feet, but no. Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. It appears his honor is still a bit dispirited. For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at a witness stand. Oh, now I have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony. Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict. So I just want to quickly just check something real quick. So I'm just quickly checking something. Francisca, there's no need to further depress his honor. But I'm not trying to, Miles. Your honor... Your honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your honor? The evidence? Your honor! Oh! How can I help you? I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir. Your honor. Do you think you could just stay focused long enough to at least do your job? Yes, I'm sorry. And I would expect the defense attorney to arrive. She is busy at the investigation. So let's keep this brief, shall we? Very well. In that case, please confirm all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell also includes, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation of this case. Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding that case. And maybe even find something that will finally lead me to the truth. I place all the evidence on the prosecutor's bench for you. I see. Thank you very much. I'll go and confirm that they are all accounted for. So this is the evidence related to today's Cadopian Embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag. You mean the evidence bag that's on the table in lobby number 2, right? Yes. Finally, now we can take a look at the evidence itself, and not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time. Agreed. I want to take a good look at the evidence from the embassy murder too. And why is that? Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about. Don't point your crop at me because you don't know something. And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today. I see someone's still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma. It's also real to see a knife up close. So we have a knife and a gun and an envelope. Oh shit. And what's the organizer doing here? Sorry. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot to tell you. About what, Your Honor? I found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside the evidence bag of his. Took the bad request to pass along to you. He said it will help you investigate. Took the bad, said that. What a strange shock of luck. We'll never look a gift horse in the mouth. We might as well flip through it. Alright then. I took a quick peek through these documents before the trial started. Hell, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it. I suppose I should explain it to you then. Yes, you should. Perfectly and in its entirety, if you please. On the night of September 8th. Sorry. An embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Mackerel was brought in that night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot. A simpleton of a man. Sorry, that's what he was. Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't even the only incriminating evidence he had. Mr. L was caught in the act on film by a security camera. He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. I can't believe he didn't notice the security camera. The Cadopian Embassy's security system is supposedly very well designed. He may not have simply been aware that there was a camera in the area. So, have you seen the contents of the video for yourself? Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rell on it. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear. So the footage included sound, huh? I don't think I'd ever want to see more of someone's death in real life. Me neither. This gun is originally used to kill a Cadopian Embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rell still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest. And then, His gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic. Indeed. It doesn't appear that anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. Mr. Faraday's organizer. It appears he was in the habit of using it. It looks like he had a strategy for getting Mr. Riddle convicted down here. I've collected evidence I need to prove Mr. Riddle's killer. Between the handgun Riddle had on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was the one. It appears Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Riddle was the killer in this case. The sound of the handgun going off was recorded with superb clarity on surveillance footage. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Riddle is not the real Yatagarasu. It would also appear that he had proof that Mr. Riddle was not the Yatagarasu. No matter how he may try to play it, as long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, I can prove he's a phony. If I present it to him in court, it should clear up everything. He apparently also had a very definitive piece of evidence. It's been a long battle. I hope this will finally bring it to an end. Yes, I believe Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim that Mr. Riddle may have been the real Yatagarasu. And he had the way to prove that Mr. Riddle was the guilty party MC murder. This organizer is a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later. Look, there's a picture stuck between the pages here. It appears to be a key. Is this the Yatagarasu key? The rather orient one at that. Just look at the design of the handle. The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu key Mr. Faraday mentioned as organizer? The Yatagarasu's key? Took the bird of an earlier. I was there at this time, so the evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Cadopian embassy, the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu sent the evidence? Until now, the Yatagarasu will always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was someone only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about. Mr. Faraday is trying to keep his secret key safe. So the prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and smuggling ring cases. That's to be expected. Interesting. This is a knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. Who would have thought such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act? I mean, knives are used for murders all the time, Francisca. It doesn't matter how beautiful the craftsmanship is. It never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purpose? That's odd. What is it? Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer. That certainly is odd. The weapon that's used to kill the Cadopian embassy. We're going too much. The Cadopian embassy staff member was the gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from? Isn't it obvious? It was pawned to the courthouse for Mr. Riddle. That's the early life conclusion, right? No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside. In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse? I need to think carefully here. There's nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there's one item in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. It's an orders office mystery. I believe I'll need to take another good look at the evidence. Miles Edgeworth, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me? Told me that you don't have an answer for me? Not that easy. 10 years from now, doesn't someone smuggle a bomb? Yeah, like the beginning, like the beginning of like Dual Destinies, you're literally like solving a case for a courthouse bombing. like someone like smuggled a whole ass bomb in the courthouse for a fucking plushie. Actually, I do know the answer, Francisca. This one? Oh, wait, is the knife actually the key? What? Then what is it? One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. It's through this piece of evidence that the knife was borne to the courthouse. The Yatagarasu key Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. This is how the knife was borne to the courthouse. You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth. You just need to look a bit closer, Francisco, to see what I mean. Don't the colors in the ornament and the ornamentation of the keys handle remind you of anything? They do remind me of the knife. Very good. Both the Yatagarasu's key and on the photo and the murderer's knife have this very unique design of the handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday has mentioned the Yatagarasu's key, the only object we found in the crime scene was a knife. You don't seriously mean to say? It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces of evidence are in fact one and the same. But that's impossible! Even that is what you believe, you should still investigate this possibility. Now then, let's examine this knife in a little more detail. Oh, it's a... not... okay. I can't believe it turned to a key. To think there was such a trick to this thing. So the weapon to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key. It's actually the Yatagarasu. So did Edgeworth just admit someone smuggled a knife into the courtroom? I guess, depending on how you see it. I think his point is more so that, like... Actually, yeah, he did just admit that. Yes, someone did smuggle the key into the courtroom. Frankly, I'm shocked. Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of the piece of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was holding a knife blade inside. But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to the knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday. Even among law enforcement, his key was top secret. So yeah, it couldn't have been Gumshoe then, right? Because Gumshoe wouldn't have known about this. I'm looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. Either the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief Yatagarasu. Then maybe Mr. Relly is the Yatagarasu. And he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario? No, not really. Especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Relly was not the Yatagarasu. Besides, like the bet said earlier. But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white cars, Rel had no idea what it was. I see. Alright then, I guess the person who knows the trick to this key is someone else, and the person is the real Yatagarasu. It seems this key is truly the key to solving this case. That's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. That piece is missing. It's the surveillance video that was playing in court. Halfway to your prediction coming true. Yeah, because like the only... Yeah, because like the only like one that like... Because like... You knew quite more about like the KG8 incident as well than like everyone else. The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? The video showing the moment in which Mr. Relp committed the murder. Where could have gone indeed? Are you done with your inspection of the evidence? Yes, I'm finished. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I honestly think I might just change the voice after the judge, because honestly, it takes a lot out of me. Like, I find myself like really short of breath after doing this voice for a long time. However, Your Honor, I am missing a single piece of prosecutorial evidence. Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties? What? No, I did not lick my duties. What do you take me for? No, Your Honor, the most important piece of evidence of today's trial. Seems like the game requires more voice acting for different characters compared to... Yeah, so I do apologize. Yeah, and okay, it's just like, I do apologize, because of that, like, these streams have been, like, shorter than, like, my usual, like, Ace Attorney streams, like... There's a lot more talking in this game than in like the previous games we played. It's definitely more dialogue heavy, especially if like so many different characters. Like, yeah, it doesn't quite help that it seems that for a lot of these characters, my automatic assumption is that they would have like somewhat of like a raspy voice or something that involves me like manipulating my chest in some way. Or throat, I guess. The surveillance video. It's not amongst the evidence you laid out for me. Like, I kid you not. Literally, like, the easiest voices to do so far have been all the female voices in Edgeworths. Those have been the easiest voices to do. But I want Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere in the crime scene? There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I'll have to pay another visit to the scene of crime. Defendant lobby number 2. Okay. Oh, come on, not this asshat. Not this fucking asshat, come on. It even has a hat too. Okay. Okay, yeah, so interesting. Not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be like one of those like to be continued things down here. I'm gonna be like, this is like a really weird point to like separate the chapter. That's so bad, but who's he with? I've never seen that officer before. What is so bizarre to me is that Edgeworth doesn't remember any of this until like the end of the previous case. Like, bro, you seem pretty heavily involved, and it's like where you first met Gumshoe. Like, I would have felt like you would have been more. I felt like you would remember that more. I've never seen that officer before. So, what did you find? No, not yet. I've looked everywhere. I'll see. Well then, please continue with your search. Understood. I'll continue the search. Heh, so you're the one running the show. Prosecutors think you shouldn't be allowed at crime scenes. How dare you? Just who do you think you are? He's a cunt, not to. What was that all about? And who was that mad just now? Whoever he was, I've never seen a more impotent officer in my life. Does he even know what's standing here behind him? I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want, kids? It looks like you were paying attention after all. Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head. Oh, so that mirror is for vanity's sake. That is actually kind of clever, like, not gonna lie. Make yourself seem like vain and caring about your looks, but really you're just looking behind you. Damn, that's clever. Just realized his jacket's full of bullet. Yeah, like, okay. Yeah, apparently according to him, those aren't actually bullet holes, but they're holes for guards that he keeps because it reminds him of his failure in the first KG8 incident. He just doesn't elaborate what they are. For him to keep an eye out on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective Bat, who was that rude man just now? The guy came here from the Republic of Zhangfa to study. He's Agent Lang. He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world, deciding different philosophies to tame it from scratch. Alright, we should be having an ad coming up soon. Oh wait, no, 9 minutes, never mind. Never mind. Oh. He's still just a rookie cop, but it's just a strong grudge of some sort from him. The guy's more useful than Gumshoe. Ugh, even if he is rude. Well, he sure has a lot of guts to come into his country to give prosecutors a hard time. I agree, however. I could think of one young lady that statement also applies to. Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective Bats? Well, the little girl was poking around defendant lobby number 1 as well. Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you. I highly doubt it has nothing to do with me. Fine. As a game I must play, then I'll take the opportunity to draw out what he's been hiding from what happened in his room straight from him. Wait, has he been here for 7 years and still barely knows the language of the law? Okay, so I think the implications is that he doesn't spend... It's that he spends, I guess, like, the bare necessity in, like, each country. So even though he's here now, in between the 7 years, he does go to, like, different countries. But still, it is, like, pretty, like, strange that, like... It's pretty strange that, like, they're like, oh, yeah, he goes to, like, different countries to study law. But yet he has like, terrible knowledge of, like, the law of this country. I don't know if the implication is because, like, oh, he doesn't remember it because he doesn't respect it because of prosecutors or what, but... That is one tiny TV. Detective Gumshoe was rather shocked at this, and said it is huge compared to his own. Ha! Anything compared with something here will always seem grandiose. Speaking of grandiose, I said the ego of yours could use a little deflating. Is the tape... Did anyone check the tape recorder? I wonder if the killer used the plastic bags in a flash of inspiration. Because that detective, I somehow doubt he's that quick-witted. So he's saying that this crime was thought out in advance? But that detective, I somehow doubt he's capable of making such a complex plan. Francisca, when will you learn to take responsibility for your statements? Earlier in lobby number 1, and you're here in lobby number 2. Oh, quite the busy man, Detective Bat. Multiple returns to our crime scene bring about success. That's what detectives say. I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked about what happened again, correct? I don't have anything left to say to you, boy. Boy? You'll see. I will draw my answer from you, one way or another. Would that kill you to help us even just a tiny bit in our investigation? Okay, Faraday's notebook. To the judge earlier. That's open enough, don't you think? Ugh. Please, will you ask if we just be for just a bit more of your cooperation. Don't push me, kids. I'd like to ask you once again about what happened around here at the time of the crime. I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do would be a waste of time. Besides, how am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't know about? Things you don't know about? You're a detective, help the people also trying to... Yeah, isn't it like literally your job to help us? Like, bro, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, you can't seem bad at your job, I'm not gonna lie, like... At least... Like, at least God. Actually, wait, is Gumshoe better? At least Gumshoe tries to be helpful. He should. Wait, is it possible? Maybe he doesn't know about the trick behind a piece of evidence. I should try showing it to him. It may prove to be the key to getting answers from Detective Bad. Hate to say, but Fulbright is better. Yeah, like Fulbright was better. Do you know how much it hurt saying that? Detective Bad, did you know that the existence of the item in this photograph? Of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Degrassi case. In that case, let me ask you something. Did you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and his Degrassi's key are one and the same? What? That's impossible. It looks like he didn't know after all. This piece of evidence, which we call Degrassi's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use his Degrassi's key to prove Mr. Rell was not the real Degrassi. Isn't that correct? I guess so. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that was in fact a knife. Yeah, I have to admit neither one of us knew that fact. And if neither one of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. How did we miss something as big as this? I noticed that since a while ago, you appear to be searching for something. I presume this key is what you're searching for. Yeah, that's right. And why were you searching for it? Because I promised Faraday. I promised I'd protect that key of my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought that the key is what took Faraday's life? Detective Bad. So that we may find the truth, please testify once more. Alright. It doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened. Nothing will change. Let me check. So I'm just checking to see how long it is to like next ad break. Detective Bad, I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2, what you experienced in lobby number 1. My answer is still the same. And this is the last time I'm going to do this. That's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up. And find the truth behind this case. I was in lobby number 1, talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. And I heard gunshots right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out to the hallway together. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there. And then we all ran to lobby number 2. It sounds like the exact same story you told us before. Indeed, however, I feel we've yet to draw out all the information we can. So, I guess we press him. As in lobby number 1, talking of you. I was hoping to expand on what exactly you're discussing with Miss Yu. Trivial stuff. There was nothing important. Alright, the ad's gonna start in a minute, so I am gonna take ad breaks as like time to like rest my throat up a little bit. That is for me to decide. Alright, I suppose that's for him to decide. Moving on then. Jesus Christ, Edgeworth. Until you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that was out of the ordinary? Sorry. And here, any other strange towns? Till the gunshot. The gunshot's like the bat was really one from the murder. That would give the other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I ask that you please amend your testimony that... Oh. I didn't hear any other strange sounds until the gunshots. Is it the balloon? Okay, sweet. Took the bat. Does this balloon fragment remind you of anything? It's the same color as the one Kay was holding. Oh, so you knew about the girl's balloon? Yeah, I was sitting with her up in the alley. During the recess, just before we split up, I filled that balloon up for her. Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon. Alright, alright, so yeah, it's up playing. So, alright, I'm gonna take a quick little break. I'm gonna take a quick little break from my throat, and I'll be back once the ads are over, alright? Yeah, so I'll be back in a bit, alright? So just behave yourselves, alright? Behave yourselves for like, well, while I'm gone. Okay, I'm back. I am back. Bop, 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 bop. There we go. All right. Let me just quickly get rid of. Quickly get rid of. Josh. All right. I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point. What are you getting at? This fragment was found in the hallway right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook for a gunshot. Oh, so it sounds that judge hears was not actually a gunshot. Yes, we established this like a while ago. On top of that, his honor said that he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was to reconvene. Yes, which means his honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway. When you were, when you were lobby number 1, sector bads, and if you were in lobby number 1 at the time, you were close enough, you should have heard the balloon popping as well. So? Don't give me a so! We just proved that was a flaw in your testimony. Crack them the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivete cracking. Since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. Did you ever stop to think why the doors and walls of the place seem so rugged? That's because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked. What is that supposed to mean? The doors and walls are super thick, so the window panes are double layered. On top of all that, even the curtains are made of special sound-absorbing material. Then you mean... Since I was shut inside lobby number 1, there was no way I could have heard that sound. Then you couldn't have heard the sound from lobby number 2, right? So that means the scrap-faced testimony is completely useless. There was a soundproof that of course you wouldn't hear any signs of a struggle. That's also why it's so unnatural that I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now do you get it, kids? Miles, I thought we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic. Not the other way around. The other way around? It's not possible to hear the sound of balloon popping through in lobby number 1. However, if we examine the situation in reverse, the person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear a real gunshot either. Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was riding the hallway. Detective Bads, if that's the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshots? What do you mean, how? I just did. It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words. Oh, how so? If the rooms are soundproof as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears? I see what you mean. I guess I'm more out of it from various murder than I thought. Which means what exactly, Miles? And in the end, what does that all boil down to? It boils down to this. There must be a reason. As Detective Bad and Gumshoe had a gunshot they theoretically couldn't have. It looks like we need to examine it to save the crime scene again, huh? Save the crime scene? Wait, can it be? Is it ultra strong perfume you wears? She spilled some of it. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Alright, time to use our ultra powerful prosecuting skill. Just thinking really, 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 really hard. Okay, climb through bar window. It's simply not possible for the killer to escape through barred windows. And yet, the fragrance of perfume match that escaped defendant lobby number 1. Of course, incorporeal things can move freely through these open bar windows. Incorporeal? There we go. Now then, what precise smell can go both in and out an open barred window? The answer is sound. So no matter how careful the killer was, if the windows were open, the jig would be up. And since the windows in both defendant lobby number 1 and the hallway were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations. Don't fucking tell me that's like, oh, it was in this VCR player all this time, and we just didn't bother to look in there. Shows the moment in which Mr. Rells killed the MC staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite the impression on me when I played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Farrow's evidence back from the recess and brought back here. If it disappeared after that time, then it's possible that the tape is still here in this room. Eureka! The evidence of the missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one could have been able to hear in the first place. Miles, what have you been thinking about? Stop wasting time thinking. Let's go start looking again. It's not a waste of time to think, and before I figured out where we could look. And where would that be? I believe we should examine the television. If that was the case, I'm going to crash out, bro. I'm going to crash out. Okay. Sorry, I just got my roster for next. I just got my roster for next week. Oh, okay, good. I know they've been no TV. Well, you kids have fun. Yay, work! I actually can't believe I'm saying this, but yay, I'm actually working. Woo! I'm still gonna get a second job though. I'm still getting a second job though. Okay, I say second job. It's really just a replacement job. I'm just gonna be working at both for like a short time, so that just to get acclimated to like the new one. Anyway, well, you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like. All right. Just quickly before I do that, let me actually just quickly see. Let me just quickly see like when am I working so that I can like plan out like next week. Alright, that's a pretty decent shift. Alright, it's only one, but still like again, really am not in a position to complain. Plus they gave me like extra ones. Like they gave me like extra ones this week after the initial roster got sent out, so that might happen as well. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Alright. Moment of truth, chat. Are we about to crash out? There's a video player. There seems to be videotape inside. No. No. You are not going to say what I think you're about to say. It looks like it. The tape must have stopped on its own when it reached the end. This tape. Could it not be the missing surveillance tape? I suppose, but... Dr. Bart, would it be alright if I were to verify the contents of his video? Sure, knock yourself out. Alright, let's rewind just to see what we have. Don't let it be the tape, don't let it be the tape, don't let it be the tape. If I remember correctly, the footage of Rail killing the embassy staff member should be about the 30-minute mark from the start of the tape. Understood. It should be about right. Now then, let's see. What the fuck do you mean you didn't actually bother checking the fucking the fucking video, like the fucking video recorder or the VCR player? What do you mean no one bothered to like check till now? You know, I love these games. I love him a lot. You're going to take a walk? Fucking if it wasn't for the fact it was like 10, it's like 10 p.m. I would also take a walk right now. All right, I'm actually just gonna crash the fuck out. All right, sweet, cool. Yeah, totally wanted to crash. I love these games. I love them. I really do. But fuck me, do they? But fuck me, do they sometimes? This is the footage of Mr. El Shot, the embassy staff member. I knew it. The missing piece of evidence. This famous video was here all along. You cannot actually be fucking serious. What? What do you mean? What? Why did no one check? Why is this a revelation? Why is no one pointing out the absolute stupidity of the situation? What? What? Why? What? Okay, this isn't a super. It's like the holograms or like. But still, like, what? That's just incompetence from everyone. What? From all stupid shit that some of these people do. This is very stupid. At least Fulbright had a reason to be. Yeah, exactly. At least with Fulbright, you could be like, oh, well, he was a secret agent in disguise, so of course he wasn't going to be. So of course, like, he wasn't going to take his detective job that seriously, you know. But you got Detective Bad. Someone who's been working for like well over like a decade as a detective at this point. You got Edgeworth, who's like, oh, I need to look at every last piece of like corner of his room to like know everything. You got like Francisca, who probably isn't as smart as him at this point, but still like would have at least like looked at a fucking videotape player. The only person who might have some justification is you, because we maybe kind of believe that she's the murderer. What? This sound. What's the meaning of this? You expect this? Yeah, exactly, like, Gumshoe, like, yeah, sure, Gumshoe, sure. He's meant to be the bumbling idiot detective. He's meant to be the bumbling idiot detective, like a heart of gold, like, that's like, you expect this from Gumshoe, not... I'm sorry, the more I think about this, the more my brain hurts. The more I think about this, like, the more my brain starts to hurt. It appears Detective Baz figured out the true source of the gunshot he heard. It also turns out he's a fucking idiot, along with me and Francisca. What's this? I think I can figure out the trick behind the double murder. Do you mean that you figured it all out then? Yes, what to do now? You sure what the gunshot Detective Bad? Through that, they heard it from. Fine, in that case, show me what you've deduced. Francisca, you should know this. So that's why the weapon... Yeah. So that's why the window... Do you mean the window also? Yeah, like... Just a spill of perfume. The windows are open, that piece of evidence sound will dissipate out. Now, sure what the gunshot Detective Bad Gumshoe heard was... Bruh, I'm just so clocked out. I'm not even like doing the voices. Okay, so sure. Let's fuck. Sure, why not? If the door and windows of the crime scene, namely this room that we're in, were closed, the killer could have used the gun and no one would have been the wiser. That's true. The courthouse does seem to be well designed for such a thing, as it were. How did you autocorrect window to weapon? have no idea. Autocorrect is a fickle thing. Actually, I have autocorrect. I actually disabled autocorrect on my phone. I actually end up like just disabling it because stuff like that kept happening to me. But now, I don't know. Like at least with phone, I don't misspell my words that badly. At least not as bad as with a keyboard. So I was like, you know what? It's not even like I make that many like big mistakes. Just get rid of it. Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bad, and Miss You. All three of them heard the gunshots. Well, the window in lobby number 1 and 2 and the hallway were open. I guess the only thing that I guess like kind of like makes it not be you is like, oh, how could she have been with Detective Bad and played the video at the same time? Though, I guess no, but Detective Bad was in the hallway this entire time with Kay. He would have seen you enter the room. So naturally, the people in these locations could hear it. Oh, but then, why would the criminal open the window in the first place? To allow gunshot to be heard, I suppose. Correct. That's the only logical conclusion we can draw from this. But why was that necessary in the first place? I want real answers, Miles. I demand satisfaction. Very well. I believe the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of a certain fact. What was that? When the crime took place, the killer wanted to fabricate time of death to their precise wish. They used the gunshot interference, but wouldn't the autopsy report like make note of like, oh, this is like the time of death, and wouldn't it be like noticed that like, oh, it was like way before like when the bodies were discovered, right? So that's why the tape was left running. You mean the gunshot I heard from this video? Yes, which means that the murders really occurred at an earlier time than we thought. It must have been during the recess, but Detective Gumshoe was on guard duty. Someone who had no alibi for that time period and planned the crime scene out in advance. That person is the real killer. I think that's the first time in a while that like, that's the first time in a while that I think we've like gone through like an entire thing without like losing a bit of health. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, what is it? Miss Yu is asking for you. She's in the courtroom. She says she's identified the murderer, but that she wants you to clarify something. It looks like Miss Yu is still investigating something. Understood. Please tell her that I'll be right over. Oh, come along. I want to hear what she has to say. It would appear that the time has come to uncover the truth. Alright, so I'm still going to say my main suspect is you, but I'm still going to say that my main suspect is you, but oops, sorry. I can't bring up the right. Okay, there, okay. But I'm still going to say that there is a very real chance that this guy could have also like committed it, because he also doesn't really have an alibi for like the time. And I feel like it's very weird that they established that that he's in the courthouse itself without being relevant in some way. Okay, what are you doing here? Oh, hello, mister. But double jeopardy? Well, yeah, but like this could be like one of those like rare. This could be like one of those cases where it's like, oh, we found a murderer, but we can't do anything about it. Wait, does double jeopardy only affect like the case that like the person was like acquitted for, or does that just involve like the entire crime in and of itself? Like, if he's been acquitted of murder, then he could just never be like accused of murder again, or could he not only, or is it a case of like he can't be accused of murder for that specific crime in which he was accused in? Oh, hi, Mister. I'm still investigating. But the object you're looking for has already... Okay. Don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation. Okay, you got it. Detective Bat, have we already found what you're looking for? The specific case? Then he can still be convicted for this case because he wasn't accused of... Because he wasn't actually, like, tried... He wasn't actually tried in the court of law for it, I think. I think that's how that works. We only merely brought up, like, the possibility. We only merely brought up the possibility, and it got shot down, like, immediately. That means I can keep her in dark just a little longer. Any little task will do. Or? Huh, you're more sympathetic than I thought. I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth. I've also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. True, but again, why would he? Yeah, like, that's like the only thing that's like kind of catching me off. It's like, what would his motive be? Either he's the Yatagarasu, and like he's worried that like one of them's gonna end up finding out that he's like it, or I don't know, it's some reason we haven't found yet. The moment in which we could finally lay this case to rest. We placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest. I sickly thought to solve this case already. Don't you? Because no matter what they reveal, he can't be trialed again. Really? Then again, it might just be a case of like... Then again, like, it might just be a case of like... We find who the murderer is, but we can't do anything about it. And maybe that might actually... Then, okay, wait. I'm putting on my tinfoil hat here. Maybe... Wait, trialed again like at all, or just for that specific crime? Because, like, maybe it's like, oh, we can't get him for a murder charge, but actually he's either involved or in charge of the smuggling ring for the specific case. Then in this case, he can be trialed then. Because this isn't the case in which he was, like, trialed for. This is like a whole different case. We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your logic holds. Oh, I see we have a view in the gallery. And why even Mr. Bad is here. A view in the gallery? I'm hardly just a bystander. I have a duty. See this case through to the end. No matter how it turns out. Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out. I've taken samples in every single person's movements during the time which our suspect was in the hallway. I also confirmed there's no possible route to escape the lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must without a doubt be Detective Gumshoe. And that's all you have? Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion and this case. Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there's always time for a bustle, and we are standing in a court of law. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of the courts in this case, don't you think? Do we actually get to play a case, a trial? How absolutely like a rookie you think such a thing. Alright, I'll play along and give you a proper testimony. If my logic is correct, then I've already won. Which is saying, why would he kill them, even if they reveal that he... Oh, right, yeah. True. In that case... Yeah, I don't know, but like... I don't know, I think this is literally just... I think this is literally just gonna be me just bumbling my way to the truth. I'm gonna use the try true Phoenix Wright methods. Just bluff my way. Even though Edgeworth doesn't do that. Everyone says the suspect has an alibi when the gun went off. Furthermore, the area around the crime scene have been thoroughly investigated, right? Where it's confirmed there's a possible escape route from lobby number 2. Which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion. The gumshoe was the killer. Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth. But of course. There's no need to confront her logic on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump cards she has up her sleeve. I guess that's like asking like other people's testimonies. The suspects, but I thought Detective Gumshoe has an alibi already been proven. Are you joking, Edgeworth? I'm not going to do all her laughs, that's going to be too much for me. I assure you this is no joke. Look, I know you heard from the judge earlier. That detective was in the hallway of Mr. Faraday's daughter when eating a Swiss roll. Yes, that's correct. But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is, there's no one else who could have corroborated what he did since the snacking. Let's see. I see she's done her research well. Which means that I should focus on drawing out whichever trump card she's withholding. Are you absolutely positive there's no possible route of escape? Of course I'm sure. And why would you be so certain? This is a courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to justice. If there was an escape route, I'm very sure a criminal would have used it to escape. It's just common sense. Fuck! Miles Edgeworth, I suggest use a bit more of it in the future. Get it! You may think it's unshakable, but to me, there's still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hands? But the early one, you're the only one still wondering that. Dr. Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. Even if you know someone, doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, right? I mean, that's true. I mean, like, I've known my co-workers for like 2 years. I could not tell you which hand they write with, like what the dominant hand is. I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing. Oh, you don't? I'm not about to let her get her eyes on me with such a flippant statement. Besides, my first order of business is to press more information out of her. Okay. There's like one thing I didn't push on, was there? Whether they've been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide. Oh, the scrunched eyebrows and the lines with your forehead are back. Anyway, even if it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene lobby number 2 has no other way than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect. But isn't it also possible someone escaped through a window in their garden? Oh. It's the first place anyone looks silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. I'm just not even going to comment on that. Anyway, they looked in every possibility, you know. Isn't that right, Mr. Bad? Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence. Suggests someone used one of the windows. Yeah, but you didn't bother checking the VCR tape player for like anything, so how good are you for your job? How good are you really at your job? There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden. I suppose I really did check anything relevant to the case. Suppose we really reached the end now. I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. Before I do, I think I should inquire a little more on something about her argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall the Francisco myself speaking to you about the subject. But no one witnesses. For you, there is your mentor who gave you an alibi. I see. As for the little missy, Won't lie, I kind of wish they made this case hard to solve. Was pretty much narrow. Yeah, exactly. Like, even like at the very least, like it took me like midway through like the second half of the previous case, like pinpoint who it was. Like here, immediately I was like, it's either her or it's either that other guy that I keep forgetting the name of. I did throw. She came to the course during the recess. I was stopped by a security guard. Had to do it all the way. She gave a quick whipping for that. I'm the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I'll not be forcibly stopped by a guard or bailiff or anyone else. Wait, so basically the only reason Francisca bothered to show up today was because she found out I was to be the replacement prosecutor? By the way, Miss Yu, what about everyone's alibi for Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty? What about them? Have you looked into what people were doing during the span of the time? What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went to lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot to the time Mr. Bad and I arrived to the scene, we dashed from lobby number 1. The only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe. Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard the gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe really is the only one. However, after the crime had occurred, at an entirely different time than when the gunshot you heard went off. What then? That gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our perception of what really... Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard lobby number 1 can't explain how that could have been fabricated. Yes. That tape? Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is the surveillance tape Mr. Rell, the prosecution, presented in today's trial. That was found loaded into the video player of lobby number 2. That was connected to a large television that had its volume turned all the way up. You can't honestly mean that the sound we heard was the gunshot in that video. No, but I do. Which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than anyone else heard the gunshots. That's the only thing I can think of too. After committing double homicides, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television volume all the way up and left the video to play. If played from the beginning, it will take about 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. Hence, since we now know the method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe. Sound from a television doesn't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and Little Miss Von Karma already knew that much from the very beginning, right? Of course we do, didn't we, Miles? Oh yes, but of course. We know about the soundproof quality of this courthouse's rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit we had no idea till only a little while ago. That's right, and if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. Yet we heard the gunshot clear as day. And? Makes sense why the autopsy wouldn't be able to disprove the gunshot. It gives approximation not... Oh, right. But it's not. How should I explain that we should be able to hear a gunshot from the soundproof room? There is actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And that is that despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was open in each. Now, we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also opened. Probably just coincidence they were both open at the time. It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window open in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened. The person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty. Oh, so it is you. Miss Callista Yu, I hereby formally indict you of murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. What? You indict me? Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she is the killer?
I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course I'm serious. Because she is the only one who could have done it. Well, monsieur, do you still feel like laughing now?
Of course I do, Edgeworth.
My arguments must not be tight enough.
Although I never thought a thing would spiral into this. But I'll have you know I'm enjoying this dance. Quite a bit. I guess it's means time for my own rebuttal now, right? You argue that the window was open. However, do you have proof that it was I who did that? Furthermore, do you have any proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked you go around for accusing people of murder like this. Especially if the logic full of holes is yours.
This is where it really starts. I must let my guard down for even a second, or the truth will be blown away. Now it's time to put the patented Von Karma perfect proof to the test.
You argue that the window's open. Have to prove it was I who did that. That was so piss easy. Oh my fucking god.
I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, monsieur?
Edgeworth, I never knew you were wearing this kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know. This isn't mine! That's right, it's mine. And I received it from Detective Bad, you'll see.
Monsieur, you could pretend all you like, but we know at least this much for sure. That you are the one who gave this bottle of perfume to Detective Bad.
That yours would be easy to rile up. So, what about the perfume?
Well, you're lobby number 1. You made a big show spilling some of the perfume. That quite Detective Bad.
Oh, I know.
He also knew that if you spilled it, he will naturally move to open a window.
Come on now, I've already told you that's not just a big coincidence. After we opened the window lobby number 1, I just split it open, you know. So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window.
The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. Most important is the fact that this case is when the people were made to hear the gunshots. Furthermore, well, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time.
You mean?
Monsieur, you were the one who called Detective Band to lobby number 1, when you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? All of today's premeditated offense could have only been thought up by you, Monsieur.
You accused me of murder on the fact I spilled a little perfume. Well, I would say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday.
Did you get to testify as to why?
Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really. But I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's break the sauce this way and wrap this abrupt case up once and for all. Accusing someone of murder of a spilled bowl perfume spit over the top? But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma. In any case, I simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife was used to kill him came from. Miles, her testimony is flawless.
Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. If I'm lacking information, I'll just draw it out of her.
At the very least, the game does give a hint of like, hey, you should probably hey, buddy old pal, maybe you should probably press them first. At least with this case. I don't think they did that much for the last one.
I think I've already explained the significance of that earlier.
You only confirmed that I did spill some perfume, but that's all. That you accused me of murder based on some spill. Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character.
Do as you like, but as for me, I believe.
You believe?
I believe that you are the true culprit in this case.
Ah, you're enthusiastic.
Of course I should have guessed.
I suppose forgery of evidence to be expected.
I formally request you desist your attack against my mentor.
Yes, or we'll sue you for defamation. If you're really telling the truth. Well, maybe more like spreading gossip. Don't you adamant denials are, shall we say, just saying fuel to the fire? How dare you say such a thing? Calm down, little girl. Don't let it get to you. Ugh. Oh, why'd you have to ruin my fun? Well, shall I continue? In any case, I simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday.
At this rate, she will never escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, I expect she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, monsieur. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag.
Midas, what do you think you're doing?
I'm drawing the truth out from her. That's what I'm doing.
Huh? But I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today.
Well, I suppose because the evidence is what Mr. Faraday had yet to use.
So that's what you're trying to do? Look, why don't you cut off? Why don't you cut off the lies? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence that he had presented was the key to the Gracia scent. And unless the key magically turned into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on.
I never intended to do such a thing. That was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you said to your testimony.
Why not? I'll even say as many times as you like.
Monsieur, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture of the key the Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, this in fact has secret ability to transform to a knife, which means that it was indeed inside Mr. Faraday's bag. It was both the Yatagarasu's key and the murderer's knife. You knew the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not?
Yes.
Well, with the Yatagarasu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday.
Gosh.
Do you understand now? Just knowing the existence of Yatagarasu's key.
I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away. You could be lying for all I know. You would even now still feign ignorance. I'm not feigning anything. But we can't have you accuse me of a crime of false evidence now, can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma. I've heard some very interesting rumors about him. Ugh, are you mocking my papa?
Don't you dare slay the good name of my mentor. That's for me to do and me alone years later. Now take a look at this piece of evidence for the real.
Wow, you knew there was such a trick to this thing.
Are you satisfied now? But of course you knew that from the very beginning, did you? Didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu key are the one and the same.
Do we have evidence that she knew that?
Furthermore, there's something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was?
Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rell off to me. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at that time. But he didn't tell me about the key, how the key actually transforms.
What are you saying is simply not possible?
Why not?
Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. From within the pages, he mentions nothing about the knife.
I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know. Wouldn't something this important be better left to oral communication?
My god, how many times can I say objection? Unfortunately, that is not possible. Because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. Tch. What would have been highly classified information, even with the police force? And it's something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why was Mr. Faraday I felt they needed to share such information with the opposition?
Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much reason to. Looks like he gave a pretty lame excuse, huh?
How can you be laughing at a time like this?
She probably just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves over.
I suppose you're right. Miss you, I'd like to state that I also know how you know about the real nature of his knife.
Oh. Do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me?
Oh, I will. And I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it. Found a secret behind the Yatagarasu key. Only one person could have... Oh. There's only one person who will know about the dual nature of the key. And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu key to the police. That's to say, the Yatagarasu herself.
Wait, are we saying that she's Yatagarasu? Are you saying that this lawyer's the great thief Yatagarasu?
Miss you. You used Mr. Rell to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, did you not? You profess to bear grudge against criminals.
Why? Why do something like this?
Oh.
Oh, sorry. I accidentally hit the text box. Oh, she's gone crazy.
You would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me. You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill is even greater than when I sneak into some place. You.
So, yeah. Yeah, it turns out it was her. And she was a great thief.
You killed Faraday. Why? Answer me, Callisto, you.
Close to you, huh?
That's not my real name. Because my real identity is, yes, the great thief Yatagarasu.
So what's the point of bringing up Double Jeopardy guy? That's what I want to know. Like, why? Like, why was he brought up if he wasn't involved at all? Either there's still like a whole ass section of this we need to do, or that's like, it's like, oh, it's not relevant in this case, but relevant in another case, in which case, it has to be. Like, it has to be a red herring. Or maybe he's blackmailing her? Maybe he's blackmailing her because, like, we never did find out, like, what their conversation actually was.
Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through the crack of the door. That Rel caves to only two things: money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held onto Rel any longer. Plus, if he had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both. But Didn't you say that you despise criminals?
But do I really? Have you forgotten about the KG8 incident too? Maybe. What sort of woman would?
So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday from the very evidence that you sent?
Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Faraday was going to prove that Rel isn't the Yatagrasu by using his Yatagrasu key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well designed as this, no one will be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. In order to get with him, I pretended to be worried about something. Then he let me hold Yatagrasu's key. Just like that. He never noticed I changed the key into a knife inside a plastic bag. And he didn't have a chance to take note of the knife that took his life. How could you kill him? I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death.
But if you kill Mr. Faraday first, there's no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well.
I believe I mentioned that you were placing Dr. Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness. And how that led the killer to think about setting them up so they killed each other.
Then the trick was the surveillance tape.
Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high, and that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of the surveillance tape. Which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for all his hard work with the bullets.
You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you betray a client?
Client? If you want to talk to me about he was a client of who first, it was me. I was the client in the murder of the Cadopian Embassy staff member, Died Man. You ordered a hit job? You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad. I had Died Man killed because he was going to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination? It can't be you. You're... That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring.
What? How could this?
Okay, I don't know if I buy that part, that she's like a member of the smuggling ring. I'm not sure if I buy that part in particular. You don't mean you're working with Manny Kochin too, do you? Maybe not. Guess you'll never know. Yatagrasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer. That's right, little girl. Yatagrasu's just another killer. Be quiet, you!
Yatagarasu, you can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court.
Hey, Edgeworth. Do you know Yatagrasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? No? Well, let me tell you. It means that Yatagrasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. Ah! You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagrasu's key right to me without second thoughts. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it.
Ugh. You mean the key was your real target?
Even I gave you such great advice. Didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on the criminal? You two, get down! Oh! You! Oh my god, Kate just saved us. Are you alright, Francisca? I'm perfectly fine, Miles. Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go? There's a gunshots. This is the worst time for Nat to show up. Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon. Detective Bad, are you right? I heard a gunshot. I'm okay, just got... Oh, my jacket. You may say he's fine. Also, those are bullet holes. He looks quite shaken. But more importantly, boy. I mean, Mr. Edruff, Miss Von Karma. Are you two hurt? I'm absolutely fine. I'm also alright. Thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she? I don't know. She just sort of disappeared. I'll go look for her. Oh, and... Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Detective Bad, sir. I'm sorry I doubted you. Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. I lied to you guys too, after all. I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you're protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like it might have what it takes to be a real detective. Now don't you ever lose that detective spirit, alright? Yeah, you got it, Pops! Pops? Watched one too many detective jumps recently, have we?
I just single-handedly tried to cheer the atmosphere of one snarky comment.
Oh no, I'm not getting caught up in the moment. He is actually my father.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Imagine that actually does end up being Twister Bad. It's actually Gumshoe's father. Now I should get back to the investigation. I swear, I'll catch you if the last thing I do.
Be careful, Detective Bad, and take care.
Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe run into each other again someday. Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. You really did find the truth behind everything.
Yes, well, I'm glad I solved everything before you were taken to prison. I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe.
That was no problem, really. I mean, I'd like to, so I didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor. Well, even if we didn't have his honest testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf. Yeah, can't believe I'm about to get fired during my first week as detective.
Well, so long as you're not fired, you should work hard. Give all you have and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me.
She does? Oh, what is it?
What was it Kay left for me to prove their friendship? The Swiss roll?
Take that. It's a courthouse Swiss roll. Can I really have it?
Yes. It's a present meant for you, after all.
Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. I'm gonna eat this right now.
Sure, go ahead. The Swiss roll sucked Gumshoe and Kay brought together. While the one Kay saved never reached her father, it appeared that her sentiments have touched the hearts of a detective.
It just makes it 10 times worse that Gumshoe forgot all about her.
Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him.
Whoop! That was good, pal. Can't believe I could eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. It's like I'm a Swiss roll paradise or something. Gotta think Kay myself, but hey, wait, where is she?
He only just knows now. Was this mind of present when we discussed her earlier? Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe we should go join him.
Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first, you know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore. I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edra, sir.
That sounds nothing but the most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement.
You have no idea, buddy. You have no fucking idea.
We should
go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what happened to Papa.
Agreed. I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective.
Roger, sir. And don't worry, I'll investigate the next case real well.
I'll, be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but has failed to describe the immeasurable insufferability he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now...
So, do you remember now?
Yes, I remember everything. Kay, it's been a while.
Kay! Sure grew up a lot. Have cars, but thank goodness.
I thought you two had totally forgotten about me.
You know, I was really worried about you after that. Where have you been all this time? Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much. So it happens. Well, I'm just glad you're alright. So, does it all make sense now? You betcha it does. You know what? I was going through my father's bookshelf recently and...
Actually, there's still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay.
Huh?
First of all, why did you come all the way back to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatakarasu? Yatakarasu is close to you, the woman who killed your father.
No, you're wrong. The real Yatakarasu was my father. Mr. Faraday was Yatakarasu? Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatakarasu. So is the Yatakarasu more like an organization than like... Is it more like an organization than a single person, maybe? That was written in his diary. That's how I know for sure.
But that's impossible!
How did that look? You don't believe me?
It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now.
Alright then. How do you explain this?
It was a way of disarming any security systems the user's choosing.
Yep, that's Little Thief. Truth be told, this was the Yatakarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father. Wow! Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor. He really was a great thief, huh? Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. Edra seems to be the only one freaked out about all this. But he was killed and Yatakarasi was no more. But despite that, Yatakarasi has been spotted again recently.
Someone other than you?
Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a good look at this article.
Yatakarasi said the embassy. A calling card.
Yeah, I mean, these persons are fake. I'm almost certain that Callisto you ladies behind this. Because the real Yatakarasi will never send anything like a gaudy card out.
The Yatakarasi did send a white card along with anything he publicized. So Detective Bear told me 7 years ago, if memory serves.
Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up, and I knew I couldn't just let it go. So I searched you out, so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatakarasi. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
So you're saying that your father and Mr. Yu's identities were backwards?
Yes, because the real Yatakarasi is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real, noble Yatakarasi. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace.
Okay.
Okay. You're so honorable. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal.
Even if you're honorable, a thief is a thief. And if you're planning to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit.
Mr. Edgeworth. You guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to put now? Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman.
Not evil woman. You mean Callisto Yu?
I think it's hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you're able to expose her, who she is and maybe... Please, Mr. Edgeworth, would you help me?
Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you.
Huh? Owe me for what?
When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I'm not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid.
Then you mean...
Yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps then it's time to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you.
Mr. Edgeworth, thank you. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Isn't that right, Kay? Yeah, it sure is, Gummy.
Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. Ugh!
What is with that Charlie relationship?
The great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the trident of the thief sink back into darkness. Burn Faraday, Callisto Yu, and Kay Faraday. The fan...
Oh, for fuck's sakes, okay.
The phantasmagorically changing identity of the thief Yatagarasu. And the Yatagarasu's real goal. It would all come to light that day after I made that promise to Kay.
And that is where I'm going to call things for tonight, because my throat is really scratchy right now. And that did not just help it. Save progress? Yeah. Turnabout ablaze. Alright. Again, I do wish I could go for longer, but like my throat is really, really hurting, so. Alright, but yeah, I hope you all enjoyed today's stream. Now, there's someone I do have in mind for raiding, but they started like at the same time as me, so they... Oh no, they're still going. Actually, do I raid her today or do I... Yeah, fuck it. I'm probably gonna be... She's playing a detective game. It kind of like lines up, so I might as well. So we are going to be raiding Vivi, who is currently playing Little Problems, which is apparently a detective game. Alright, so let me get Z-raid message sorted. Alright, and remember, if you don't have my most explosive anyways for choosing, next stream will be tomorrow night. We'll be doing an art stream because we have recently received a commission. So we'll be working on that tomorrow. I did start it today, but I'll probably do most of the work for that tomorrow. And then I'll probably think about like the rest of the week, and then upload a schedule tomorrow and put that all up on YouTube. All right. But yeah, so let me get the raid all sorted. All right. I have been Jesse Jamie, your virtual resident of the internet, and I will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye. By the way, it's a short intro because like I really want to rest my throat right now. Sorry.